Prison Gourmet, the ingenious meals made behind bars. Behind the walls of a prison, where resources are limited and creativity knows no bounds, some of the most inventive meals are born. Welcome to the world of Prison Gourmet, a culinary subculture that thrives on resourcefulness and teamwork. Today we're diving into the unique, sometimes surprising meals inmates make using only commissary items. These meals are much more than just sustenance. They're a way for inmates to express themselves, build camaraderie, and maintain a connection to life outside of prison. So, let's see what these prison chefs are cooking up behind bars. Sa kwento, Cheesecake, the art of commissary cooking. Inmates rely heavily on the commissary to purchase food beyond the standard, often bland prison meals. The selection isn't vast, but it's enough to spark some serious culinary creativity. Items like instant ramen, chips, canned tuna, peanut butter, and squeezed cheese are staples in the prison kitchen. At first glance, these items may seem ordinary, but when combined in various ways, they can form surprisingly elaborate meals. With little more than a hot pot, a chip bag, and a lot of creativity, inmates turn basic snacks into full-fledged dishes. It's almost like a culinary version of a game of Tetris, finding the right combinations that work and make something greater than the sum of its parts. One of the most fascinating things about commissary cooking is the way inmates have figured out how to turn the simplest items into something completely different. A packet of ramen noodles, for example, is often much more than just a soup. It can be the base for an entire meal. With a little hot water and creativity, that humble ramen can become a flavorful stew or even a baked dish. The creativity and adaptability of prison meals is a testament to the resourcefulness of those living behind bars. Iconic prison recipes. Spread, or ramen spread. Let's start with the classic, the spread. This meal is a true symbol of prison creativity. It begins with crushed ramen noodles and chips as the base. You'll often see inmates add protein like canned tuna, sausages, or sometimes even a little squeezed cheese to bring in a creamy texture. Add some hot water, a sprinkle of seasoning, and you've got yourself a hearty, flavorful meal. The beauty of the spread is that it's customizable. Depending on what's available, you can swap ingredients in and out, adding in whatever protein, spices, or sauces are on hand. Spreads are often shared among inmates, and they've become a way to bond, creating a sense of community even in the most isolated of environments. Some inmates take the spread to the next level, turning it into a full-blown feast. A popular variation of the spread includes layering chips, ramen, and various sauces, then letting everything sit for a bit to soak up the flavors. Inmates might even top it with bits of crackers or sliced bread to add texture. The resulting meal is both filling and packed with flavor, and it's a dish that's often passed around among a group of inmates. Prison tamales. Next, we have prison tamales. Tamales are a popular comfort food in many cultures, and in prison, they take on a unique twist. Inmates make the dough by crushing chips, often Doritos or Cheetos, and mixing them with water until they form a dough-like consistency. The dough is then shaped into tamales, sometimes filled with beans or cheese if available, and wrapped up like a traditional tamale. While they may not have all the same ingredients as the ones made at home, the creativity and effort put into crafting these tamales is impressive. It's an example of how inmates use what they have to reimagine and recreate a familiar dish. Prison tamales are a great example of how inmates can take a traditional recipe and adapt it to the limited ingredients they have. By using whatever is available, like chips or canned goods, they're able to make something that's both nostalgic and delicious. Tamales may not be made in the same way as they are on the outside, but they still bring comfort and a taste of home to those behind bars. Then there's Frito Pie. This dish takes the popular snack of Fritos and turns it into something far more satisfying. It's a simple but delicious layering of Fritos, canned chili, and cheese. The ingredients come together to create a dish that's both savory and comforting. This one is especially popular among inmates because it's an easy and quick meal that can be made without much effort, but it still feels like a little piece of the outside world. It's like a cross between a snack and a meal, and it's surprisingly filling. Frito pie has a long history as a comfort food, and in prison, it serves as both a meal and a treat. The crunch of the Fritos combined with the rich, savory chili and melted cheese creates a combination that's both satisfying and indulgent. It's also an easy meal to prepare in large batches, making it a great option for sharing among friends or fellow inmates. Prison cheesecake. And then, for those with a sweet tooth, there's prison cheesecake. This dessert is as creative as it is indulgent, considering the limited ingredients. The crust is made by crushing graham crackers, and the filling is a combination of cream cheese, or any cheese substitute available, sugar, and sometimes a bit of milk or condensed milk. For extra flair, inmates may top it with canned fruit. It's often prepared for special occasions like birthdays, holidays, or just a treat to break up the monotony. Prison cheesecake is a true example of turning a few simple ingredients into something that feels like a luxury dessert. Despite being made with few ingredients, prison cheesecake has become a tradition in many correctional facilities. It's a way for inmates to celebrate special occasions, or simply to enjoy something sweet to break up the monotony of prison food. In some ways, the cheesecake represents more than just a dessert. It's a symbol of ingenuity and a little bit of sweetness in a world that's often bitter. Cooking in prison isn't just about creativity, it's about making do with what you have. The tools are few, but the resourcefulness is incredible. For example, a hot pot is a multi-purpose tool that can function as a stovetop, a rice cooker, and even a steamer. Some inmates use an iron to press tortillas, while others repurpose chip bags as mixing bowls or makeshift ovens. Even the prison environment offers challenges, like the lack of an actual kitchen or working appliances, but those obstacles just fuel more ingenuity. The ability to turn an everyday item like a plastic bag or an old can into a tool for cooking is truly remarkable. It's a skill that takes time and creativity to perfect, and it's one of the most interesting aspects of prison cooking. Some inmates even go as far as creating their own makeshift grills by repurposing old metal items or cans. The ability to turn ordinary materials into useful kitchen tools speaks volumes about the level of adaptability and creativity in the prison system. These techniques aren't just about making food. They're about creating a sense of autonomy and a little piece of normalcy in an otherwise confined environment. These meals, though often made out of necessity, have a deeper meaning in prison culture. They provide more than just sustenance. They're a form of self-expression and a way to connect with others. In an environment where isolation is common, food becomes a social glue, binding inmates together. Whether it's sharing a meal with a cellmate or trading ingredients to make a bigger spread, food plays an important role in building relationships and maintaining a sense of normalcy. The act of cooking together and sharing meals becomes a way to cope with the isolation and the tough realities of prison life. For many, it's one of the few ways to feel like they're in control of something. Prison meals are also a form of rebellion against the constraints of the system. By making these creative dishes, inmates are able to take ownership of their experience and find small pleasures in a place where freedom is limited. The ability to create something from nothing is an act of resilience and defiance, a reminder that even in the toughest of conditions, people find ways to adapt and thrive. Prison recipes are a testament to human resilience and creativity. They show how, even in the most challenging conditions, people find ways to adapt, survive, and even thrive. While the circumstances might be harsh, inmates are still able to create delicious meals that not only provide comfort but also offer a small taste of freedom. Whether it's the communal experience of making a spread or the rare treat of prison cheesecake, these meals tell stories of survival, ingenuity, and the desire for normalcy. In many ways, they represent a form of rebellion against the environment, finding joy and pleasure in an otherwise oppressive place. So, the next time you see a pack of ramen or a bag of chips, think about the hidden potential inside. Prison recipes might be born out of necessity, but they're filled with creativity, culture, and heart. They show the power of human ingenuity in the face of adversity. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. And let us know in the comments, which of these meals would you try? See you next time.